Hi, I'm Tundra, and probably the first thing that comes to mind was with the mask. Well, I can give you 4 reasons if you need one. Uh, First one, I am a coward. Second one, I got a bit of an unflattering haircut recently, so I don't want to be showing that too much. Third one, spooky. Woo, spooky. And fourth one, what was the fourth one? I forgot. My God. Anyways, I forgot that forever, so you're going to have to be content with 3 reasons only. So, to the subject of the video. I asked in various places after we got to 50,000 subscribers for you to send in questions, and I would select some of them to be answered right here. And thank you, by the way. Thank you for the 50. I was going to say 1,000. I don't think that's even a number, is it? Thank you for the 50,000 subscribers. Yes, awesome. Thought I would start so you don't run away from this video, so I can keep you to myself. No, wait, I can keep you here for a while. I thought I would select some quick questions first. So this would be a lightning round, if you could call it that. Okay, let's start with the quick questions then. You good? Yes, thank you. Como você tá? Tô bem, obrigado. Where are you from? Brazil, unfortunately. Is it true that you are Brazilian? Last time I checked, yeah. Jo, du bist aus Deutscher. Bist du Deutscher? Nee, leider nicht. Aber ich lerne Deutsch. Und deshalb sind meine Screenshots manchmal in Deutsch. Und das ist ein bisschen verwirrend, ich glaube. Aber ja. Can you do a backflip? Yes, I will not elaborate. Chicken and meat stroganoff. I can choose. No. How has your day been? Hope it's good. I've had a fantastic day so far, thank you. Why? What's a fun fact about you? I have face blindness, which means I would not recognize you on the street. How long are your thumbs? It seems, my friend, should be the size of a body of a cyber dog. So, if that answers your question. How does it feel having made such a huge impact in the digital horror landscape? It feels good. Not gonna lie. Paper or plastic? I'm assuming you mean for eating, in which case paper. Tasty. Tu usa substâncias ilícitas para fazer os vídeos da Lacey? Não. Infelizmente eu sou assim normalmente. Okay. With that out of the way, lightning round. Let's go to the frequently asked questions. I selected a few that I was seeing everywhere. And instead of, doing them separately, I put them out on a FAQ. So, first question. How old is Lacey? Now, the thing is, I had never thought about that. And I think I answered on Twitter once that she was 19, so I'm keeping that. Will there be more Immigrants Road? Of course, this is my absolute passion project. There will be more Immigrants Road in the future, probably this year. What inspired your art style? Gorillas. I was a 13-year-old Gorillas fan, and that molded the rest of my life entirely. What inspired Lacey? Well, I was playing through my Flash game CDs, which I greatly treasure. And I just got the idea of what if there was a dressing game, or it gets more and more obvious that the girl is being stalked. And that was the main idea that I got after playing them. What inspired Immigrants Road? This is a real road, for those of you who don't know, the gringos in the chat. This is a real São Paulo road. that connects the city of São Paulo to the city of Santos in the beach. And for a while, I had to make this connection every week. Every weekend, I would go through it at night, mostly at 3 and 4 a.m. And it's a liminal space. And I felt a lot of things going down that road at those hours. So I thought I could put that into art somehow. What made you start making art? Oh, this is a difficult question because I was a child when I started making art, I guess, when I started drawing. I don't know, I just thought it would be cool. I had a lot of things that I wanted to express. I've always loved writing and drawing and stuff. So video making was the next step, I guess, in that. When did you start making art? Oh, I started taking it seriously, really, when I was 11 years old, and I started looking into those, like, how to draw books, and watching YouTube tutorials, which I barely understood in my 11-year-old English. But yeah, that was pretty much that age. That's the end of the frequently asked questions part thing. Okay, so now for more general questions. Let's go. What genre of music does Lacey listen to? And what would she do in a fight or flight situation? Genre. I think I put out in Twitter that she listens to Grimes, and I'm keeping that. She probably listens to hyperpop and some grunge as well. She has the best of both worlds. And what would she do in a fight or flight situation? She would fight. She would definitely fight. Hi, I found out about your work literally 2 days ago, and I just want to say the stuff you make is so cool. Thank you. But anyways, how long does a Lacey video take to make? Well, the first one took 24 hours because I was insane. I had this idea and I just needed to make it out, so I didn't do anything but that, and wardrobe was made in 24 hours. Next one was made in a few weeks, wardrobe, and then pet shop was the one with the most work put into it. It took months, and I also was very indecisive doing this project, so that's why it took longer. Congrats for the 50K! Thank you! Will there ever be Lacey or Immigrants merch? I plan on it. I would like to make some. I would like to make some cash, but not only that. Wait. Not only that, but I also think it's super cool. I would like to have like a Lacey plushie. I would have that on my bedroom, and it would be so cool. And a T-shirt. I think I'm trying to get the T-shirt thing started. We'll see, but I think there will be. I plan on it. Will Lacey have a good day where nothing bad happens in her lifetime? No. Next question. What would you say for Brazilian artists that want to make it big, probably, but are too insecure? Also, congrats! Amo seus vídeos. Obrigada. Acho que o meu conselho, assim, é só faz. Não pensa muito sobre. Eu nunca sei o que eu tô fazendo. E só vai dando certo, sabe? Se você tem alguma coisa pra expressar, se você tem alguma coisa que você quer fazer, faça. Só faça. Não pensa. Okay, next question. Congrats on 50K. Thank you. Is there any analog horror or horror media you like to watch or get inspired by? There are plenty. Yeah. Recently, I watched Possibly in Michigan, and that was absolutely life-changing for me because it expressed everything that I've been wanting to express with my own art. And in terms of actual analog horror, digital horror, I have a lot of friends that make these kinds of videos. So, Scenes of the Past, Mandela Catalog, The Walton Files, Chess Kids Archive, what else? I think those are the main ones that I've watched, really. It's funny because I haven't watched a whole lot of analog horrors, even though I'm so deep into the community. But yeah. Did you ever think Lacey's games will get this popular? Well, I would like to be humble, but I had a sneaking suspicion that it could go right, but not at the rate that it's going. It's going really, really fast. It was like, whew, and not at all what I was expecting. So, no, yes, no, no. Congrats on 50K. Thank you. Question: what was your reaction when you saw the Lazy Games blow up? I know it's not the best question, but I couldn't think of anything. Oh, it's a good question. I was kicking my feet. I was jumping on the street because it was the moment that I was going out of my boxing class. Yes, I, I take boxing. I think that's really funny because it's really out of character. But I was going out of my boxing class and I just saw this notification that someone had made a video on Lacey that was patriotic. And my instant reaction was to just jump around the street and yeah, I was squealing. It was pretty embarrassing, but it was like that. Okay, next one. Congrats on 50K. Thank you. What got you into video making? Well, I was trying to make music videos for my favorite songs. So I tried to make a music video on a song by Graham Coxon, and that was the first time I've really tried my hand at animating properly, I guess. And then I made a music video for Julie, the band, and then I had the urge to do something of my own. So I started planning on making Immigrants Road. That's how that whole thing went. Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite song? And also, what does Lacey like to do when hanging out with friends? My favorite song, hang on, this one. It's a song in here, actually. I should clarify. We can listen to it here in my radio. Was what does Lacey like to do when hanging out with friends? Well, she likes doing everything fun that girls like to do. I just found it really funny that these stereotypes, and I wanted to give her every single girl stereotype possible, every single gender role. She's the most girl ever, because that's what the 2000s girls were. And so she likes shopping, she likes doing makeup, she likes going out with friends to go to a cute cafe. She likes doing everything that girls like to do. Congrats on a deserved 50K, Tundra. Thank you. I can't really think of a stellar question, so I'll just ask what was or is your favorite Flash game? That is a stellar question, I think so. My favorite Flash game is Club Penguin. I can't run away from it. It was my entire childhood. Okay, next one. Why is the year 2007 so prevalent in your works? Keep going with the enigmatic uploads. They always manage to intrigue me. Thank you. I shall. I just thought there wasn't enough things going on in that year. None of my favorite music albums went out in that year. I don't remember a single series or something that is set in 2007 besides Skins, which I really like. And so I just think it's an awesome year, banging year, stellar year. Do you have any help for your videos? No, just with voice acting. That's important that I should say that. And sometimes my uni friends will help me with filming stuff and lending me their faces so I can do horrible things with them. Have you ever thought of an idea worth adding to an animation but chose not to because it would be too much, as in too disturbing? Yes. Do you plan on eventually doing this full time? I would love to. I would seriously love to. It's my life goal, basically. If that's not too emotional. But yeah, I would love for this to work. And I'm not doing this full time. No, I am an English teacher to children, which is really funny because they once asked me about my channel, and I did mention that I had one, and they asked to see it, and I was like, no, you're not seeing it. But yeah, and besides that, I'm in uni. I'm in arts uni, so I'm not doing this full time, unfortunately. How do you split up your time to be able to work on these animations? Got no social life. No, just kidding, I do. But you do have to sacrifice quite a lot of time. I think I should go out more, but I'm always just wanting to do my projects instead of going out, and I keep choosing between that. So that's what ends up happening. And yeah, lots of nights that I've stayed up as well until 5 a.m. That's how I get everything done. Is everything in your videos made yourself, or do you get it from somewhere? Like Lacey's screams at the end of Lacey's wardrobe, the footage of the person moving around in front of the mirror in Lacey's pet shop, etc. I try to do everything myself because I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to my art, and I like to do all I can myself. So I take photographs for my college. I do performance when I have to do live action, and I try to do most of my music. So yeah, most of the things I do myself except screaming, because I live in an apartment building, and that would be more terrifying to my neighbors than everything that I would ever make if I just started screaming to get the screams for my videos. Congratulations! Thank you! What do you think is the most effective method of scaring people? Social anxiety. Yeah, this is really funny because I consistently end up scaring people, like an IRL, because I walk into rooms unannounced because I have a extreme shyness of saying hi to anyone. So I just walk in and I wait for them to notice me. And when they notice me, they jump. And I've scared my Airbnb host, I've scared my parents, I've scared my friends, I've scared the gatekeeper of my apartment building many times at night. So yeah, have social anxiety. That should be a good scare. What advice do you have for someone who wants to start making works related to digital horror? I like this question because I want to tell you what I want to see. There are lots of Flash games still that could be explored in terms of digital horror. So there is that. But there are also DVD menus. That should be great. So just tips. Oh yeah, tips. Do a lot of research. If you grew up in that era, you should be able to get those things from your memory. And just, be original. Do something that hasn't been done yet. There's this, it's starting to get a little bit repetitive, and it's only at the start. We don't want it to become another analog horror, I reckon, where it's all the same. So get something that no one has done yet from that era. I'm so excited to see the things that will come up from this. So yeah, another advice that I would give, I consistently get comments about Lacey not being accurate enough to that time, or that it doesn't look like an actual Flash game, or that it escapes like the concept, and that's okay. That's true sometimes. But the thing is, I'm not very attached to fidelity, if you could say that. I would much rather sacrifice a bit of realism for stylization, and that's what I've been doing with Lacey. So I'm not particularly concerned about getting everything down to a T and getting out that vector art and gradients and everything exactly molded into that box, and everything has to be like believable. It's not really an ARG. I know that I've put some ARG elements into it with the, there's someone playing this game and stuff, and surprisingly, a lot of people believe it. I still get a lot of Twitter DMs asking me to send them the files for Lacey. And I'm like, I didn't mean to make it disbelievable. I have no idea how it worked. But yeah, it was never my intention, really. I just wanted to use this medium to tell a story and make it believable enough so that it would bring the nostalgia factor to it. Nothing else. So yeah, just don't worry too much about that. Some people will get on you for that, but I wouldn't worry. If you have a vision, don't sacrifice that vision for fidelity. Okay, can you give some tips on how to start drawing, on how not to get discouraged in the process? P.S. Newest video was amazing. Thank you so much. Some advice that I would give that I got from my uni professor. For someone who is just starting on drawing, most important thing is don't care if your work is bad. I know that we try to control everything and we want to be good right away, and that's like the most challenge for anything that you're going to ever learn. A thing that I would advise you to do is to always keep your drawings, no matter how bad they are, because in the future you can always look back and you're going to see your evolution, and that's a big motivator. I think it's been the biggest motivator ever for me in anything, because I'm also learning German, as I think I mentioned, and it's really hard, and I think of giving up sometimes. But then I look at some texts that I couldn't understand before, and I understand them now, and it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like, wow, if I come this far, I can certainly one day be fluent in it. So it's the same thing for drawing, it's the same thing for practicing. Just don't worry that you suck. You will suck, but someday you will not, and that will work out, I promise. Do you plan making the Lacy games into real games someday? Yes, I do. I think it would be a really, really fun thing, a fun idea, and I can see it being like something really special if I could get in contact with someone who, who I could trust with what I want, I guess, with my vision for it. So maybe, I would hope someday in the future. Would there be any other series besides Lacey's Games and Immigrants' Road? Yes. There are some things in the works. There is a secret project in the works that should be coming sometime later this year. And there is a collaboration, which I am a part of, with people like Cheskid, Vansili, Alex Kister, Forky, Plebeians, Easy, and everyone that's we're doing a collab for an analog horror short, and that will be awesome, I think, and I'm really excited about that. Congrats on 50k, thank you. And my question is, how long do you plan think the Lacy franchise will go? I'm assuming you mean how long do I plan for it to go, and it's probably, in my mind, there will be 5 videos in total, so 2 left. That's the plan. But I am Mr. Indecision, so it might not work out this way, but probably. Don't take my word for it. Where did you get inspo for Immigrants Running? Okay, I answered this one. Where do you get your clothes outfits? I thrift a lot. I go to thrift stores. Yes, because they are cheaper and you don't collaborate with fast fashion. And it's fun. It's fun to go out and maybe you will find something good. Would Lacey like Madoka Magica? Yes. Where do you get your backgrounds for your videos and images? Oh, I live in a big city that is full of textures and sights and cool stuff, and yeah, I just photograph a lot of backgrounds. That's the thing that I like photographing the most. A lot of times when I go out with friends, the thing that goes by and then I realize I haven't taken a single picture of us together, but I have taken like 10 pictures of an interesting gate or a rusty texture or the sky, and Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but at least I can get a lot of material from backgrounds. Um, Otherwise, when it's something that I can't really photograph because I don't have it or it's impossible, I tend to get stock images from the internet, and I just do a whole lot of mixing with it and editing, and I do the weird little colors, but I try to get most of it myself. Um, I really like Immigrantes Road. It's very amazing. Thank you. I'm wondering if your cultural identity has a part in the making of the series. Sorry if I worded it strange. Oh yeah, definitely. Uh, I try to bring a lot of... Woo! Shit. Okay. I think that when people think of Brazil, the way that we are represented in media mainly is by Rio de Janeiro and the Amazon, beaches and forests. Forests. Those are two very difficult words for my Brazilian tongue to pronounce. Beaches and forests. And I wanted to show a darker kind of side to Brazil. I think we are often very stereotyped and not paid much attention to in terms of how big we are and how there are so many different kind of aspects to it. And yeah, so I wanted to represent maybe a side of Brazil that people haven't seen yet. I don't see a lot of Latinos making analog or digital horror and making it big. The main one, I think, is Martin Walls, of course, with the Walton Files, but otherwise we don't get much representation in that sense. So, yeah. Have you seen the fan base yet? Like the animations and fan art? I see everything. I see everything. Sim, outra vez, parabéns. Obrigado. Quanto Imigrantes Road se baseia em experiências reais? Não é exatamente uma experiência real, mas uma vibe real, uma atmosfera real, eu diria. Were there any ideas for Lacey that were either scrapped or reworked? A lot of them. This third episode was by far the hardest for me to make because I scrapped a lot of stuff and I remade a lot of stuff in the process because after, not gonna lie, after getting a lot of people looking at your work, it filled me with much more pressure to make something good. And so a lot of things I ended up remaking because I didn't like how I had done it the first time or thought the idea was done a while later. And I compiled them in a video for my patrons. They got a behind the scenes and deleted scenes video content, and that video is very good. And if I were you, I would give me money and you can see it. What's been your favorite part about making laces? What is something you want to try in the coming videos? I always love your work, Tundra. Thank you. What's been my favorite part? I really like making the collages. It's the thing that I enjoy the most. And I also like drawing and coming up with laces outfits because I love drawing clothes. And I like drawing these Y2K kinds of clothes because it's kind of my style in real life too. What is something that you want to try in the coming videos? I want to involve more performance art in my videos. In Pet Shop there was a bit of performance art with the mirror scene. And with practical effects, like I made the scenery behind me with real like things. It wasn't a green screen. I made the mask. I love making masks, and I would want to lean more on that side of performance art. And yeah, hopefully I can get more of that. Next, is Lacey a self-insert in some level? I think that all characters that you make are a self-insert in some level, so I would say yeah. If you were stuck on a deserted island, would you rather have Socorro or Lacey there with you? I would rather have Lacey, because when she's being mentally stable, she's actually pretty cool. Does it bother you that you are more known as that Lacey guy? I mean, people are more interested in her than your other videos. Not really, because I like what I made, and I am glad that people are interested in that. I don't mind it, really. There are plenty of other people that enjoy the other videos, and I don't need them to be the most popular thing. If there are some people that like it, then that's great, you know? Some people like Immigrant Throws, which is my favorite project that I've made, and that's great. I love to see the attention that it got too, and even if it's a bit more quieter, it doesn't need to be that level of laces. That level of laces is absurd, and I wasn't expecting it at all, so it's no issue. What are some of your favorite singers slash bands? I really enjoy the music you've produced for Immigrant Throws. Thank you. I'm glad, because I never know what I'm doing with production. So, Blur, PJ Harvey, Devo, Rammstein, Kraftwerk, the Jesus and Mary Chain. That one is one of the greatest influences on my work. It has a grip on me. Beastie Boys, Nirvana, and the Smashing Pumpkins, Gorillaz, all of that, Lush, Deftones. That's enough. I will be here all day with this question, if you let me. How did you get the distinct haziness and muff come to us this audio? I have a pedal. I will show it here, because I can't go get it now. But this guitar pedal that I have is reverb, and it's very good, and it's helped me to get that kind of shoegaze sound that I wanted for it. How are you doing? I'm good, thank you. What's your down to the bare bones creative process typically look like? Typically look like. I never know what I'm doing, and I improvise everything. That's how it looks like. I will make a super short here, so you can see. What is your profile picture, and why did you choose it? It is a cat in front of a window, and this is a window from my old apartment from when I was a child that I have immense, like, borderline insane nostalgia for. It's something that was really painful to me, and I made this image during the pandemic when I couldn't visit this apartment building, and it was having a toll on my mental health, actually. That's how much I'm attached to this place. And so I started making, in the pandemic, all of these images in which I would add these black cats to pictures of places which I particularly missed and couldn't be in myself. So it was just a little project for me at the time to deal with the emotions that I was having. And I thought it represented me well, and so I added that as my profile picture. Why do I have the feeling that Lacey is a femme lesbian? Because she does have that vibe, doesn't she? She does give femme lesbian vibes. I will not ever label any of my characters' sexualities, not any of my characters' genders, so you can go crazy with that. I will not confirm, not deny anything. I will give you creative freedom, because I don't like labeling myself, so I don't like labeling my characters. Have fun. Are you actually Brazilian? Você tem que acreditar em mim, cara, que isso? And how do you get some crazy urban images like from your videos? I live in São Paulo, and there are some crazy urban images in São Paulo, and I love taking pictures of them. So yeah, I guess that's all. I tried to. There were so many questions. I think I've got 54 questions in the end. I may do a part 2 someday. So sorry if I didn't get your question. I'll see you sometime. Bye.